DC Wright-Hammer here. I've got another quick writing tip for people who write dramas, thrillers, suspense, things like that, and just how well you treat your characters. So if you're writing in a genre that conflict is really the key element driving things, you really need to keep in mind the stakes that are a part of that conflict and how that conflict resolving itself affects the characters. And if you're writing something like a drama, thriller, suspense, and there's a chance for physical or mental harm to come to your characters, what I started to see in some books that I've been reading is that you fall in love with your characters, and so even though there's conflict, even though the story is necessitating that something bad happens, your characters have plot armor, and in the end, everything is fine, and they didn't get too hurt, they didn't get too damaged, and they just go on their happy, merry way. And where's the fun in that? I mean, you spent all this time building up a conflict, building up this threat of danger, and not following through on it. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that main characters have to die off, although I think people need to consider that more often. I think main characters dying, if it makes sense. Yeah, there's a possibility it can alienate your reader if they're really invested in that character, but it should at least be on the table. There's a threat that they could die. At the very least, people should get hurt physically or mentally. Some things should happen, and that should play into the character moving forward. Meaning, if they get an injury physically, it should come up later in the book and it should still hurt, or the wound is healing and it itches or something like that. If they get mentally harmed in some way, it should be on their mind as the book plays out. And, they should get harmed. There should be some consequences to conflict, and it should play into the story, the character arc, and things like that. When every scene, anything that happens, they come out unscathed, they're not harmed, they're not scared, that's when you start to draw your reader out. That's when, why have conflict at all if nothing, you're not pushing chips in, you have nothing at stake. Hurt your characters is basically what I'm saying. Mistreat them if you write in a genre that necessitates that. Do not be afraid to look back over your entire book and say, am I treating them too good? Because oftentimes you are, and oftentimes your story will be better if you put more at stake for the character, mentally, emotionally, physically, and so on, spiritually, whatever it might be. So there you have it, a writing tip for those who are doing drama, suspense, thrillers, things like that. If you like content like this, please give this video a thumbs up so I know, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all next time.